So yes, building a company, maybe building a second company, because why stop at one? But
of course, why? Yeah.
But also, working on really understand what corporate venturing is. So we worked on the InsurTechBook in 2017, and we finished the book in May 2018. That's when we published it. So yes, we know each other for at least 5 years. Past 18 months has been really focused on building Alchemy Crew, taking all the things I learned for the past, 6 years, building Accelerator and bringing it to the next level. Combining investor thinking with startup growth and venture thinking, and really listening to insurers. So I tend to still be very much concentrated on the insurer, but we get approached, by other industry, which is also fascinating. So yes, I'm working on my next book, and I want to be kind of different. It's not just about writing like you. You are running a podcast and webinars and the voice of. I want to learn from people out there. So I spend a lot of reading the theory, because I'm also a professor at Bias Business School, where I teach InsurTech disruption once a year, right? But it's a lot of work to build for that course for the executive MBAs at now Bias Business School, which therefore forces me to look at theory and really understand, the pillars of how things work. But I want the voice of practical, real people. And so it's finding the balance between the two to then start writing. So it was, Startup Bootcamp, InsurTech, Hartford InsurTech Hubs are accelerators, insurance industry accelerators, and Startup Bootcamp as a series of accelerators focuses usually on industry. You will see, sports tech, transport. You will see a variety of topic, and they had started with fintech in London and in Singapore. And at the time, my dear friend Nectarios approached me and said, would you consider taking over InsurTech?
A few months ago, I had Dan White from 90. He came to talk about ESG and 90, and he touched a little bit about his involvement with Alchemy Crew.
So Dan's focus is very much on innovation. His great framework is 1, 2, 3, and enabling insurance company to either train to do innovation or to actually start looking at the framework to build and shape the right propositions. Now, Min and I know each other for a very long time because we always wanted to set up a fund together. So Min look at the problem from a proper venture capitalist viewpoint. He's an investor. And Alchemy is about corporate venturing 101. Mandalare Partners is VC as a service, and is really getting the fund built for insurance companies. And it means Alchemy can become the R&D lab or the venture builder, the transition between the two to actually identify winning proposition and hopefully bet on what we all are looking for, unicorns, right? Today, companies need to be really problem-centric though. And so they just need not to go and look at too many things at the same time. They have to make fewer bets, potentially, but the right one. And it's why, when you ask me, what challenges or what things I've seen from talking to the large corporates that are trying to solve for, health and wellness, behavioral health is a big issue. Then I think the second bucket, which is, as you know, very important to me, sustainability. And I look at sustainability from a transition economy viewpoint, shifting business model. Your client of tomorrow, energy companies, are not allowed to use fossil fuel anymore. They have to move to renewable energy. So what does that mean? And you have to use a lot of tech to make that transition. So it means you end up having to deal with my third pillar, emerging risk.